Hi, all dairy-free lady here. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy recipe for a dairy-free cheddar cheese sauce. This sauce can be used for nachos, mac and cheese, or even for a dip. All you really need is a blender and a saucepan and a whisk. Very simple. So the first thing you need for this recipe is 1 cup of water. Just going to add that to our blender. And then we're going to take a cup of our almond cashew milk. I like the kind with the protein in it. That seems to make a better sauce. So we're going to add a cup of that to our blender. Okay, so now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of white flour. And next we're going to add a cup of sliced cooked carrots. I just get these canned at the store, so I'm just going to put all those in. And that's a good way to sneak in some veggies for those picky eaters in your family. Then we're going to put a clove of garlic, and if you want it a little spicier, you can put 2 cloves. I always just put 1. And then I have about a teaspoon of mustard. I usually just do a squirt to kind of mock the teaspoon, but if you want to measure it, that's up to you. And this is optional. You don't have to put that in. I just like it for a little extra flavor. And we need half a teaspoon of salt. I like sea salt, but you can use regular table salt if you like that better. So a half a teaspoon of that. And we're going to need 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I always add this last, right before I blend. And that just helps it have a cheesy flavor. Okay, so now I'm going to blend all of that in my blender. So I just blended that until everything was nice and incorporated. Also, a nice thing about using the carrots is it does give it that orange cheddar cheese look. Now we're going to transfer our blended mixture into a saucepan, and we're going to transfer our saucepan to our stove on medium to medium high heat. Okay, so now I've transferred my blended mixture to my saucepan. I've put it on medium high heat just to bring it up to temperature and start it cooking. And the whole process usually takes about 10 minutes. So after about 5 minutes on medium high, you're going to notice the sauce start to pulse, and then it's going to start to bubble and start to want to boil, and you're just going to whisk that. Okay, so mine is starting to thicken, and it's been about almost 10 minutes, not quite 10 minutes. Just going to cook it a little bit longer so that all these bubbles go away and it looks nice and creamy. So you can notice it start to get more creamy. And really, when it gets to your desired consistency, you can take this off the heat. It will thicken up a little bit more when you take it off the heat, so be aware of that. And you can always, if it doesn't taste salty enough to you, you can always add a little more salt. You can experiment with this sauce, make it your own. And if by accident you do happen to thicken your sauce too much, this is a very forgiving sauce. You can always add a little bit of your non-dairy milk back into it. But you can see now it's starting to look a nice consistency, and you can see how nice and creamy that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off, my burner off, and just let that thicken just a tiny bit more, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat so it doesn't over thicken. And that is all there is to it. And then you can add this to whatever you want your cheddar cheese sauce in. Nachos, macaroni and cheese, you can use it for a dip, whatever sounds good to you.